Okay, so this is about the gummy bear spot or whatnot for AEW Forbidden Door. And this isn't going to go from us the way you think. Not really. So, look, it's it's supposed to antagonize the Young Bucks.
Uh-huh.
The problem is antagonizing the Young Bucks isn't working. It doesn't work. It's meaningless. They were EVPs with no power. And then the power they tried to exploit that they had came across as nothing dealing with anything important. They didn't abuse any power. It was flat. The whole time it was just flat to me. The Young Bucks are flat. They just are. They don't do anything different. And in this match, you got everything. Now, granted, it's a callback to WCW when Stevie Ray was messing with Booker T and took away the Harlem Heat music and replaced it with like some kind of, what was it, Leave It to Beaver or
something. It's a Small World. It was something he replaced.
It was a black and white TV show I used to hear often.
Some lame music that he had to
Little
come
Rascals,
out with.
maybe?
I don't know, but it was funny.
And so, yeah, it was funny. The Young Bucks are doing that type of stuff. Like, okay, you done lost your power, so we're going to ill-place your pyro or give you none. We're not going to give you music or it'll come on at the wrong time. It'll be different music or it's indie fun, but it's not mainstream fun.
And see, the other problem I had with it is they already know what's going to happen. And they aren't good actors. So we don't know what's going to happen, so it's amusing. But it would be even better if they didn't know what was going to happen.
Exactly.
Because, like, okay, I don't know if Booker T knew he was going to get some lame music playing. Maybe he knew it wasn't going to be his music and they sent him out there. Because his face looked genuine, or if he's just a better actor than the Young Bucks. I don't know. But when they came out for Forbidden Door and they were playing... what's the name of it? Hanson. Hanson's one and only hit. I thought that was funny. Especially when they said it was their first music. Which, either way, true or not, it's still funny. But they just didn't sell it well. Because they don't know how to do that. The Gummy Bear spot, I enjoyed. Just for the sake of the fact that everybody... it's going to be messing with the Young Bucks because they're not EVPs anymore. Because he was sure, as was I don't know which buck it was, but he was sure that there were thumbtacks in that bag. Because, you know, they always lay the thumbtacks out a very specific way.
Uh-huh.
And I lose interest as soon as the bag comes in, whether it's thumbtacks or glass or whatever. I lose interest.
Same here. I'm like, here we go.
They brought the bag out, did the whole demonstration, turned it upside down, it starts falling out. And I'm like, wait a minute. That's not thumbtacks. And I look, it's gummy bears.
I saw him hitting the floor, but I didn't pay attention to much else.
I was immediately amused.
Or hitting the mat, my bad, not the floor.
Because, you know, it was a fail. I'm not going to complete that thought. That it was a fail, very much so, for them. And I thought it was funny. Now, they could have left it at that, but they didn't. And they started eating gummy bears off this mat, this nasty mat that you know they don't steam clean. They got every kind of bacteria known to man.
I'm a germaphobe.
And maybe some that aren't.
I'm a germaphobe. You put that, if they tried to put that stuff in my mouth, there would have been a serious fight. That would have been some off the script and you would have seen them hurt up.
And the other thing, they take a whole bunch of them, stuff them in someone's mouth, and then they do a move to them.
Yeah,
I'm like, look, that's not cool. As soon as gummy bears go in your mouth, they turn slick and slippery. And all you need is for one to slide right down in your trachea, and you out there dying of asphyxiation over a gummy bear because y'all did some stupid stuff.
Now, there's some people out there, and this will be off-putting. I get it. But they're not bright, these people, because they will say, but they do it with thumbtacks. It's like they shouldn't be doing it with anything.
They shouldn't be doing it with anything. They should not be taking any foreign objects and sticking them in anybody's mouth.
When you see that stuff, the first thing you should be thinking is, why would you do that? What part of that will aid in this person being pinned or submitted?
It won't. What does it have to do with wrestling? Nothing. It's just to create a moment for everybody to go, ugh, and that's it. Because you know what? Give it 2 weeks, nobody's gonna remember that. Ugh. Nobody's gonna remember it.
Especially when you see it every other pay-per-view, and sometimes every other week, depending upon what they do on the show.
And that's what's so ass backwards about this, I guess, generation of wrestling, because they always say it too. You know, it's about that moment. They're always talking about that moment, and they think they're creating these moments, but they are creating the same moment over and over again, and nobody remembers.
It's not that nobody cares. People care, but then they don't remember, and then you start, I remember that spot. It was doing that. No, it wasn't doing that. It was doing this one. No, it was doing that. And then someone say, actually, it wasn't either one of those. It was the one that was 3 years ago. You're not going to know which time it happened. That's the issue. And that's why it's so bad.
Now, in wrestling matches where they're not trying to create moments, it is far more likely to remember the stuff like that happens. Case in point, I can't tell you what year or what program, but Tanahashi versus Naito. Tanahashi put a gut shot on Naito that looked regular, but it dropped that man, and he was nursing that gut shot for weeks afterwards.
And he was, and he wasn't wrapped up at first. Then he was wrapped up, and he was still ailing. So whether it was a work or not, we remembered that.
We remembered that.
A one-off, one thing, because he body blow, and he just dropped, and it's like, oh my.
Yeah, it wasn't your normal body blow. I don't know if it was a receipt or if Tanahashi had tapped into his mean streak we know that he's got.
So it didn't do it. But here's a positive. The Gummy Bear situation. Here's some positive. What did they do? They worked with it a little bit. Body slammed each other in it. They had some. You can see them smiling. They had some fun. Ospreay picked one up and he ate it. And I'm like, you nasty. And so the word began with a B and it's not itch. But I thought you nasty, but to be honest, I enjoyed the smile on his face while he was eating them.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I was like, that put me in a very yay kind of mood. Because I can relate to the joy of eating a gummy bear.
Yeah, definitely.
What did they do different in this event for that spot that was amazing that they would have not done 3, 4, 5 years ago? 3, 4, 5 years ago, if they did a gummy bear spot, they would have got slammed in it and they would have sold it like it was death.
That's true. They would have. Like it was the worst thing. Like it was butcher knives sticking up through the ring that they landed on.
Yep. This year, first time that I seen a gummy bear spot, they didn't sell it like it was death. They got slammed on it and it was more like, they own me or something.
Yeah.
But they didn't go, and all the fake
pain. They
pain.
treated it like it was gummy bears.
Exactly.
If gummy bears hurt your skin like that when you land on them, you don't need to be wrestling.
For those that might not think about it, Toru Yano, G1 Climax. I think it was against Evil. I can't remember. You might remember this one, Cedra.
Okay.
But he got the corner mat off, and he hit dude with it. And then he put it down, and then fought for a while. Back and forth, jockeying for position. Dude trying to evade it. Then Yano slammed the guy on it. And when he hit, he was kind of like, Then you're like, wait a minute. He just got up like, that's nothing.
I remember that.
That's how you do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you work that. You know, you don't want to get slammed on the object. You don't. But then when you do, it's like if you stub your toe and you yell out, but it never hurt. There's no damage. But you do it because it just makes sense.
You're fully expecting it to hurt.
Yeah.
And then you know what's funny? If you stub your toe and it's bad enough, you won't make a sound.
Weird. Yep. I don't know what comedian said it, but like, you know, punching the kid in the small of the back, can't make a sound.
That was Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
Yeah, punching in the small of the back, you can run because they ain't going to be able to cry for about 5 minutes. It's wrong, but it's true.
Mean. It's so mean. But it's stuff like that that's memorable. For example, anyone else want to take a trip down some memory lane, even if you weren't even alive to see it? Steve Austin stuns The Rock, and The Rock jumps up like 5 to 6 feet in the air. Old school wrestling type bump, when they would wind up a punch and punch the guy, and the guy would jump back, fall into the mat. Like someone could get hit that hard from that kind of punch.
Mm-hmm.
Or how about the one when Steve Austin stunned The Rock, and The Rock rolls back on the mat, jumps up, and falls back.
How about when Benoit chopped Steven Regal in the forehead?
What about Benoit chopping the hell out of Triple H in the corner, and Triple H had to shove him off and just convalesce for a bit?
Mm-hmm. Who was it? Was it Benoit that put Triple H in the figure 4 and Triple H just started cussing him out?
No, that was Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels did that, you sure?
Yes.
He just started cussing him out like that was his only recourse. I can't get out. So you finna catch this toe
Benoit put him in the figure 4, I think, once, but he didn't go into a quote unquote swear tirade. You know, and when you see those spots and you see him, if you can lip read, you might find some magic being done. Sometimes the wrestlers aren't fussing at them. They're telling them the next spot to do. And I've caught it one time, but yeah. What were you going to say?
Those moments that everyone is working so hard to create now can happen organically and are usually far better when they do. At least, and especially in hindsight, they make for far better stories. Hey, that's half of what made Jim Cornette's shows popular, him reminiscing about when stuff went sideways. Yep. Organic moments.
Exactly. And he's got a lot of stories that Brian Last is not tapping into. Brian is trying. He's trying to make it not an interview show, but he's trying to get it where he can. Whew, had to belch. Wow, that tastes like banana. Mm-hmm. Yeah. True blueberry, celestial seasoning tea. What else did I have? Well, there's the coffee that I shouldn't have done. I don't know. I wish I could eat a gummy bear, especially when angry one on the screen. You know, he like he's trying me. No, you're not gonna find that gummy bear anywhere on the net. I did that. Found a gummy bear and I just put some stuff on him.
Put a singlet on it.
So, the gummy bear spot I think was a bit silly, but I liked how they did it. Overall, I liked how they did it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have ate it. I wouldn't have put it in anybody's mouth. I wouldn't have done anything stupid stuff like that because of everything that's been on that ring mat up until then. And these people in their shoes walking in the back, bathrooms and other places. So keep that in mind. So not gonna do my normal outro, but I will just say this. Thank you for listening.